Hello dear participants, today I would like to discuss the topic on role of various stakeholders in social defense issues. Let's start with the roles and responsibilities of police functionaries in old age care, drug abuse prevention, beggary prevention and transgender welfare. Roles and responsibilities of police functionaries in old age care. Police has vital role in prevention of crime against elderly population and rehabilitation of victimized elderly group. Some of the major roles are: police officials are supposed to know the different provisions of Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. It is punishable under the section 24 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, that if the elders are left uncared or abandoned fully, it will lead to 3 months imprisonment or fine which may extend to 5,000 rupees or both. Section 22 Clause 2 of Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007 states that the state government shall prescribe a comprehensive action plan for providing protection of life and property of senior citizens. The police department may prepare state specific action plan to protect the senior citizens through beat police, quick vigilance, friendly visits to be conducted in the areas where elders stay alone. According to section 26 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, every officer or staff including police officer is expected to exercise the functions under this act. Periodic sensitization and awareness training programs on the issues related to the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007 should be imparted to the central and state government officials, including police officers and the members of judicial service, according to section 21 subclause 2 of the act. As per the section 20 subclause 2 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, police functionaries need to facilitate for separate queues for senior citizens in hospitals. Also, they shall ensure that there are earmarked facilities for geriatric patients in every district hospitals according to section 20 subclause 5 of the act. Police functionaries may also support abandoned elderly to join in old age homes funded fully by the state government available in every district as per the section 19 clause 1 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Section 15 clause 1 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007 has given provision to constitute an appellate tribunal for each district to hear the appeal against the order of the tribunal. As per section 12 of the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, police functionaries may facilitate for getting of maintenance for the senior citizens who are deprived of it. Section 5 clause 1 of the act states about the application for maintenance by a senior citizens or a parent. Police functionaries can play a vital role if application is denied. According to section 5 clause 6 and 7 of Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007, the maintenance allowance prescribed by tribunal need to be followed, and if it is not followed, the police have every right to intervene to implement the decision of the tribunal. General roles and responsibilities of police functionaries for the welfare of senior citizens. Number 1. Coordinating police verification of domestic help by area police. Encouraging regular social interaction of senior citizens in the neighborhood. Regular advice on induction of security and safety measures required in the physical ambience and lifestyle of senior citizens. Then, organizing field visits to senior citizens, giving them a better sense of security and confidence. monitoring of registered senior citizens by interacting on telephone and regular basis. Coordinate safety and security of senior citizens with the help of area police. Overall, police officials may have supervision on vulnerable persons including elders, senior citizens in their respective jurisdictions who are the soft targets for the thieves and strangers. Number of IPC crimes are on the rise. Hence, the functionaries of police department are expected to make quick visit on the areas where elderly population is residing, and chances of threat are high to elders living alone. Officers from Senior Citizen Security Cell, Police Headquarters may visit to some of the senior citizens every day by turn. In case of emergency, police officials need to contact relatives, friends and senior citizens helpline number 1291 through their mobile number, which are kept at some conspicuous place, preferably near telephone. Roles and responsibilities of police functionaries in drug abuse prevention. Drug abuse multiplies a detrimental impact on the life of drug users and their dependent. Henceforth, combating the menace of drug abuse effectively is difficult to be managed by one ministry, as it has many counterparts such as drug demand reduction, drug supply reduction and drug harm reduction. The social defense believes that this kind of complex social issue should be dealt not only with the support of the government, but also with the support of public NGOs and civil society. As far as the demand and supply reduction are concerned, police as frontline workers plays a vital role and their services are felt imperative and significant. Some of the specific roles are given below. First, the police officials are expected to be aware of the concept, meaning and magnitude of the drug abuse issues. Second, police officials are expected to be aware of constitutional and legal provisions towards control of drug abuse. To understand and support concerned government departments and civil society to effectively implement the drug prevention and supply control programs. The research reports conveys that the majority of the crimes carried out with a background of drug abuse, hence the inquiry and investigation should be initiated from that angle. To be aware of different national level, state level, district level, government and private bodies engaged in prevention and control of drug abuse. To know the emergency toll-free helpline number to help and assist the addicted people. Next, cultivation of illicit narcotic substances is offence. Hence, accordingly, if anything such plants are cultivated in the respective jurisdiction, NCB and Revenue Department should be kept informed and necessary assistance should be rendered to these departments to take necessary action. Roles and responsibilities of police functionaries in beggary prevention. Some of the specific roles of police on beggary issue are given below. The first, the personnel are authorized to arrest beggars without warrant under the provision of Section 4, Clause 1 of the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act 1959. The police is under legal obligation to maintain law and order under Police Act and IPC. Hence, police has to keep streets, markets, tourist places, etc. free from nuisance and menace of beggary. Police has moral and social responsibility to assist and guide the persons in destitution to relief agencies and drug de-addiction centers. The children found in begging are to be rescued by police and taken to the Child Welfare Committee, as such children are in need of care and protection under the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. Each police station has to set up a special juvenile police unit under the Section 2, Clause 55 of Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. The police personnel shall behave as a friend to the rescued child as per the NCPCR guidelines. Roles and responsibilities of police functionaries in transgender welfare. Police typically are responsible for maintaining public order and safety, enforcing the law and preventing, detecting and investigating criminal activities. Police plays an important role for the welfare of transgender, as the primary duty of a police is to protect people. Transgender applicants should be treated with respect and proper treatment at police station. The police should resolve complaints related to violence for transgender person according to law. They should create a fear-free environment for transgenders in the society. If the transgender is being exploited by individual, family or society in any terms, then police can take immediate action towards him or her. Now, let us know about the roles and responsibilities of Panchayati Raj functionaries in old age care, drug abuse prevention, beggary prevention and transgender welfare. Roles and responsibilities of Panchayati Raj functionaries in old age care. The Panchayat functionaries are expected to know the constitutional and legal provisions meant for elderly. They are supposed to be aware of programs, schemes and the bodies established at national, state and district level, so that the provision could be made available to the needy elders of their jurisdiction. The Panchayat functionaries may take the social mapping of the elders of the region with the classification of age, qualification, health, condition, sex, etc. The Gram Sevak and extension officers may be advised to make a survey on the elderly population of their region and the need and requirements of the population. Panchayati Raj functionaries should encourage regular social interaction of senior citizens in the neighborhood. Regular advice on induction of security and safety measures required in the physical ambience and lifestyle of senior citizens. Monitoring of registered senior citizens by interacting on telephone on regular basis. Coordinate safety and security of senior citizens with the help of area police. Overall, Panchayati Raj functionaries may have supervision on vulnerable, including elders and senior citizens in their respective jurisdiction, who are the soft targets for the thieves and strangers. In case of emergency, Panchayati Raj functionaries need to contact relatives, friends and senior citizens helpline, if any, through their mobile number, which are kept at some conspicuous place, preferably near telephone. Now, roles and responsibilities of Panchayati Raj functionaries in drug abuse prevention. First, the Panchayati Raj functionaries should be aware of the concept, meaning and magnitude of the drug abuse issues. Panchayati Raj functionaries should be aware of constitutional and legal provisions towards control of drug abuse, rehabilitation of addicts and plantation of drug related plants. They are supposed to be aware of programs and schemes of central and state government, so that the provisions could be made available to the needy people. To understand and support concerned government departments and civil society to effectively implement the drug prevention and supply control programs. The research reports conveys that the majority of the crimes carried out with a background of drug abuse. Hence, the local liquor and illegal plantation of drug plants should be identified and removed with support of police department. To be aware of different national level, state level, district level government and private bodies engaged in prevention and control of drug abuse. To know the emergency toll-free helpline number to help and assist the addicted people. The Panchayat functionaries should know the list of treatment centers and NGOs available within their jurisdiction and guide those who are affected by drug abuse to the integrated rehabilitation centers for addicts. popularly called as IRCAs. The Gram Sevak and extension officers may be advised to undergo capacity building training programs in order to deal with the drug dependence effectively. Cultivation of illicit narcotic substances is offence. Hence, accordingly, if any such plants are cultivated in the respective jurisdiction, NCB and Revenue Department should be kept informed and necessary assistance should be rendered to these departments to take necessary action. Roles and responsibilities of Panchayati Raj functionaries in beggary prevention. First, the Panchayat functionaries are supposed to be aware of programs, schemes of central and state government so that the provisions could be made available to the needy people. The Panchayat functionaries need to identify the person engaged in begging and rehabilitate them with support of available poverty alleviation programs at convergent manner. ID card or Aadhaar card may be arranged to the person engaged in begging, which will help them to have access to various schemes. The Panchayati Raj functionaries should know the list of social welfare programs available and guide and facilitate for extending facilities to the needy person. The Gram Sevak and extension officers may do the survey on such population and keep them engaged in village development work according to their capacity. The Panchayati Raj functionaries should identify the beggars of all age group. They should assist in the rehabilitation of beggars and avail them the resources available for them. The Panchayat functionaries should assist in provision of services relating to the eradication of juvenile beggary. Now, the roles and responsibilities of Panchayati Raj functionaries in transgenders welfare. The Panchayat functionaries are expected to know the legal provisions specified under the Transgender Act 2019. ID card or Aadhaar card may be arranged to the transgender persons engaged in begging, which will help them to have access to various schemes. The Panchayati Raj functionaries should be aware of programs, schemes and the NCTP so that the provisions could be made available to the transgender person. The Panchayati Raj functionaries includes elected members and official functionaries who need to monitor the discrimination and exploitation against transgender person, which is punishable under the Act. Social stigma attached with transgender population need to be removed through series of awareness programs and other training programs by PRI functionaries. The PRI functionaries should ensure that there is proper employment opportunities, educational facilities, medical facilities, etc. for the transgenders. The Panchayat functionaries should ensure that the environment is transgender friendly. The Panchayat functionaries may conduct the survey of the transgender of the region with the classification of age, qualification, health, condition, which would help in extending the facilities to them. Now, the last and final topic of our discussion is on the roles and responsibilities of social work educators in old age care, drug abuse prevention, beggary prevention and transgender welfare. Roles and responsibilities of social work educators in old age care. Some of the vital roles which social work educators play for the welfare of elderly are as follows. Social work educators are experts at meeting the biopsychosocial needs of older adults. As part of the job, social work educators may supply information on available government community resources for elderly care. Social work educators may conduct social, economic and psychological surveys on elders in their respective region and report may be submitted to the nodal ministry and like-minded institutions. Social work educators may instruct social work students to assist older adults for happy, healthy and productive life. In case if social work educator find an elderly in any physical, psychological, financial problem, etc., then they can refer them to referral centers, rehabilitation centers, long-term care, outpatient health services, adult care and protection services, governmental agencies, faith-based agencies and private practice. The social work educator should teach the students about the National Policy for Senior Citizens 2011. The policy illustrates the importance of institutional care, counseling and health related services meant for older persons. The research and training to work with the senior citizen will help in meeting the objectives of social defense. Roles and responsibilities of social work educators in drug abuse prevention. Some of the specific roles are given below. A life skills approach is a way of teaching and interacting with young people that has the potential to lead to better health. Drug abuse prevention learning outcomes may ultimately influence drug use amongst students. It will provide drug information in the context of developing attitudes, values and skills in students. These include skills for increasing self-esteem, setting realistic goals, coping with anxiety, resisting pressures, communicating effectively, making decisions, managing conflict and dealing assertively with social institutions in which drugs are offered. The social work educators can help by correcting common misperceptions that students have about alcohol and other drugs. One of the most widely held misperceptions in the idea that it is common or normal to use drugs, when in fact the vast majority of young people have never tried an illegal drug. Social work educators shall praise and reward for the students' good behavior, achievement and accomplishments. Social work educators must encourage students' constructive use of time and participation in extracurricular activities and encourage students to develop reading habits outside the classroom hours. Intervention based on social influence and our skills development like refusal skills, problem solving skills are helpful for reducing alcohol and drug abuse in students. Interactive sessions may be arranged with students taking substance or drugs. Life skills and soft skills development sessions with individual and groups can provide strength and support to the persons dependent on drugs. They should keep an open mind and ask students for their opinions regarding drug abuse. Behavior change communication, popularly known as BCC, sessions will prove to be extremely beneficial to get desired results. Now, we move on to roles and responsibilities of social work educators in beggary prevention. There are numerous factors responsible for the beggary such as social, economic and cultural, etc. The lack of basic necessities, equal opportunities, social pressure, pandemic and disaster and state's failure to prevent it is responsible for beggary. Hence, it is a social problem. The beggary issue is an outcome of poverty which needs to be tackled in holistic way through an integrated approach. The social work educators need to know the different poverty alleviation programs and schemes implemented by central and state governments. The research and documentation play a vital role in chalking out plan of action towards elimination of beggary in the society. Hence, the social work educators need to conduct many social work researches on the issues related to beggary. They need to document reports along with the findings and they may be shared with the policymakers, administrators and the concerned authorities to prepare constructive action plan towards ending beggary. The research studies can be undertaken in the areas of poverty, migration, homelessness and street children, etc. to understand the root cause of beggary. Accordingly, problem solving strategies can be adopted. students need to be sensitized on the issues related to beggary prevention, which will help them to render the beggars best services after the course. So far, social work educators need to include the beggary prevention subject in the curriculum of social work education. The fieldwork agencies are considered to be an important knowledge gathering site where students are normally placed for getting the first hand experience of working with people. So, students need to be placed in beggar homes and home for orphans to work with them. The convergent approach is one of the strategies by which the beggars can be rehabilitated in a better way. The social work educators may adopt nearby beggars' home, and all the government schemes meant for the poverty alleviation can be channelized towards the person who is engaged in beggary. The social work educators will have to make the students learn about advocacy skills through which the student can assert on strict implementation of the Anti-Begging Act, prevention of child labour, prohibition of trafficking, etc. The educators must make the group aware about the Bombay Beggary Act 1959 and other legislations such as the Juvenile Justice Act, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, Child Labour Act 1986 for the prevention of child beggary. The social work educators can prepare effective institutional care programs through making linkages with various networks like social security schemes, livelihood programs of the government and non-governmental organizations, etc. Now we move on to roles and responsibilities of social work educators in transgender welfare. First, a social work educator should talk to them freely in a friendly manner so that there is no discrimination against them by other students. The transgender students in return also feel very safe and free to talk to the social work educators about their problems. The social work educators as well as other employees and staffs should implement gender neutral arrangements and system. Another important role of a social work educator is to increase confidence in transgender students, which could be done by taking special classes for them, which will help them to decrease their shyness and helps in overall development of the personality of transgender student. The social work educators should ensure safety of transgender students in educational institutions. Transgender persons face physical, mental and emotional violence, forcing them to quit the mainstream spaces. Proper mechanism has to be evolved to ensure their safety. This also requires fixing the responsibilities. Sensitization towards transgender community should be an integral part of student counseling. The transgender persons also feel that their student community should be given adequate opportunity to interact with trained counselors as they undergo a lot of gender dilemmas. Contents on transgender can be included in the curriculum of adolescent education to sensitize the students. This can become an effective step to address the stigma, discrimination against the transgender students. Activities organized at universities, colleges require to be inclusive in nature to ensure participation of all the students. This will enable other students to give space to the transgender in overall environment. Social work educators should talk to community members regarding transgenders issues to create greater awareness. Mainstreaming of transgender persons can also be done by institutions and individuals working in the education sector, particularly NGOs and activists through advocacy and capacity building. Development of community-friendly customized pedagogy for skill-based learning can be undertaken. Vocational skill development training should be provided to the transgender community for imbibing new skills. Further, additional skills can be provided to empower them. Thank you.